So waking up in Kuro's room to now go after the Guardian Ape. And Snake Eyes. Yeah, there will be another Snake Eyes. Right here, as soon as you exit the room, I like to drop down and do a big dramatic death blow on this fucker, who has a very big spear, and he will thrust you with it all day long. And I don't know what was in my fucking head right here. I stop and turn around like, alright, okay. I don't really know what was going on in that moment, but whatever I was trying to do didn't work out, did it? So this area right here where you run into Tingu again, if you come here later, I want to say you can't do this after the Divine Dragon. Maybe after Al, before the Divine Dragon. I can't quite remember, but there will be a lone shadow that you should fight for a prayer bead, and I think you can miss that. And if you've maxed out a skill tree, Ishin right there will give you another text, another skill tree, basically. If you've I think you have to max one out, and it's not at all hard to do on New Game, depending on if you want to grind or not. Certainly by New Game Plus or New Game Plus 1, you will have it. So this is just a series of grapples, really, to Snake Eyes. There is a prayer bead that is easily missed. You have to move in the opposite direction, and there is a gourd seed right where I was standing, up in the other direction, up on like a little like cliff, in a tent, I believe. So yeah, I mean, so far we've been having some pretty good luck, more or less, with the way the game is going. When I do runs, I'm always more or less confident up through Guardian Ape. It's when I get to Owl that I never really know how it's gonna go. You know, I may die several times to Owl, I may not. I may die several times to Sword Saint, I may not. So this Snake Eyes is the same as the Snake Eyes in the Depths. Exact same. Fight her the same way, and it should go pretty quick. You can maneuver her to the edge of this little arena, and in this game, something about getting enemies like on the edge of an arena, it makes them fucking stupid. It's like they forget how to do their shit a little bit, and it's a way to fuck with the AI a touch, and it can work in your favor. You can do it with this Snake Eyes, you can do it with the Snake Eyes in the Depths next to the poison pool. You can do it with it's not on an edge, but you can do it with Genichiro, by trapping him by the door. You can do it with Al, same way, trapping him by the door. So there are ways in this game to manipulate the situation to your advantage, and these are things that I consider to be, I don't know, I mean, cheap or cheesy or whatever. And if you gotta do it to win, you gotta do it to win, and that's perfectly fine. Pay your money and play however you want. I don't care. I don't give any degree of fucks what you do. I prefer to play the game as legit as possible, but whatever. You know, the one argument that I always hear is like, well, that's what a shinobi would do, win by any means. Like, oh, alright. You know, I mean, then why even play the fucking game at all? You know, why even try? You know, why not just you know, why not just cheese or cheap or fuck your way through the whole game? Now, right here gets a little scary. I have no idea why this was happening. Normally, 99.99% there's a kind of rhythm that goes to this section, and if you miss, if you're able to avoid the gunshots on the bridge, then when you fall into the rhythm of grappling and moving, you avoid everything. But it's almost like if you get hit by the first couple, the game just has you locked in to getting just continuously fisted. You know, it's like hitting red lights, and if you're on your way somewhere, if you hit one red light, you hit the next one, you hit the next one, you're like, God damn it. It's kind of the same. And that's it. That's the gun for it. It's a really good place to grind for XP, this spot right here, if you're struggling, if you really want to. So here is the centipede giraffe. There's another one in Sinpo. I said that I skipped, but this is the same enemy. Again, the game does get a bit repetitious. So this is just a deflection test. All you gotta do is deflect and pounce on his little head. And that's all she wrote right here. Now, interestingly enough, since I saved the Guardian Ape for the last boss of the bosses that you have to do in order to activate the owl fight, right here you will see the phantom enemies spawn in. There is a hole in the floor over there that if you get into that hole, then you can crawl under that that arena there and make your way to I believe a prayer bead. So, and here the snake comes back in. Since I've gone through Meebo and done the monk, I can dive underwater. There's Yashiraku's, I think that's it, sugar over there, which can be very, very handy if you're kind of confident. It halves your health, but it increases your attack power dramatically. It can be useful sometimes if you want to use it, but... So here we are heading to the... Oh, I'm going to mispronounce the fuck out of this. Bodhisattva idol. And this is where the Guardian Ape is. I have a ton of fun grappling in this area right here. Now, if you go the opposite direction, you will find yourself to a cave that is very, very dark. And if you navigate this cave and use Puppeteer at the end of it on a monkey to distract the snake in that area, then you get, I think it's the dried viscera, which you need for an ending. And you get the Puppeteer after doing the folding screen monkeys, and the Puppeteer comes in handy a few times in this run. Once for a mini-boss before Owl, and then, should I do it, the other 7 spears before the Swordsing fight. So here, the strategy for Guardian Ape is to run up Firecracker, do 2 mortal draws, and it stuns him. Now, in early new game cycles, that is enough to pretty much end the first phase entirely. Yeah, pretty much he's done. You'll do 2 mortal draws, you'll stun him, and when you attack him while he's stunned, that's the end. You get your death blow, and then it's on to the next phase. But this is New Game 12, and his posture is just a bit beefier, I think. I mean, it capped. I mean, if there's any truth to this, it capped, several new games ago, around 7 maybe, but regardless, it's not as effective, so we have to fight him legit a little bit. So if you do find yourself fighting this first phase more legit, it really is just about running around and baiting out certain attacks. Not getting, by the way, fucking slammed on. Don't do that. Attacks like that where you can run in and smack his ass. Now, if you get behind his ass, sometimes he will expel gas, we'll say, and then jump up in the air and throw shit at you and turns into a thing. So it might take a minute to do it the legit way or whatever, but there's no reason why you should be getting completely fucked by Guardian Ape consistently unless you're being way, way too greedy and trying to run in and hit him completely irresponsibly or recklessly. So this is the ceremonial Tonto that you get from the Shichiman Warrior that I pointed out. So it gave me 5 extra spirit emblems, and I don't need that many, but I needed more than 2 because we're going to be using the spear for the Headless Apes phase. And to do this, you just deflect the sword attacks, wait for the long wind up, deflect, he falls, and this is not some new trick or anything. What is irritating as all fuck in this fight is that he just keeps doing that goddamn terror, and it just drags the fight out so long. And the Guardian Ape is a boss that I have never found difficult. Ever. I understand that some people find it difficult, but this is a boss that I've never struggled with in any way. First run, I think I died once, and that was the end of that. Now, the fights used to go a lot longer, but no, I never really died. And as cool as it is, to kind of keep with the theme, I kind of wish that they hadn't reused him later in the depths with the brown ape. It would have been nice to get a new boss, I think. Maybe, as much as I love this game, there's just there's a lot of sameness running through it, you know, and I get it to some extent with the lore, and I get it, kind. But then again, I think, you know, you can also go too far and you can run into the problem of Dark Souls 2 where you just have a boatload of bosses and very, very few quality bosses, we'll say. I would say Dark Souls 3 got really close to that problem as well. There were a lot of amazing bosses in Dark Souls 3, but they rode a pretty fine line of maybe having one or two too many filler bosses, we'll call them. But so far, we've had some good luck here with the run, and no deaths yet. I'm probably gonna jinx it, but like I said, I never really know how it goes once these fights are done, because what we have left is the owl fight can sometimes go sideways. The second owl fight can sometimes go sideways. Sword Saint is Sword Saint, you know, that I never really plan on going in there and wrecking shop with Sword Saint. So after the Guardian Ape, who knows? But now we will go get the Lotus Flower and make a beeline for Owl, and hopefully it goes well. But to be honest, I'm not anticipating much.